The Florissant City Council meeting for August the 28th, 2023. I would ask you all to stand and join the council in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Caputa. Here. Shildroth. Here. O'Donnell. Here. Pagano. Here. Parson. Siam. Harris. Here. Manganelli. Here. Egan.
Here. Let the record reflect that a quorum is present. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the prior meeting's minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes of August the 14th, 2023? Seeing none, Mr. Manganelli makes a motion to approve the minutes, as seconded by Mr. Caputa. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda will be special presentations. Presentation of the Beautiful Home Awards. Your Honor, I think you're first. Do we go up there and get a picture too?
Yes. You can go up there when your work comes up. Maybe. It's Ward 1. I assume you gentlemen would like to.
Right. No, you stay right there.
Do you, Mayor, do you want to get the microphone?
I'm sorry?
Does she know additional
Trish.
microphone? No one turn it off. There you go. Do you want me to announce the names?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, Ward 1, Ms. Nadine Fluck.
Ward 2 is Rose Rydell.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Ward 3, Rob and Kathy Gingard. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
How are you?
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Ward 4, Tina Grover.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Ward 5, Aaron and Emily Stover.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
Councilman. Oh.
Ward 6, Martin and Sharon Margario.
They're not feeling well.
Ward 7 is Tom and Barb Bruce, and unfortunately, they're unable to be here tonight.
Do you want to take that? Okay.
Ward 8, Bobby and Mary Lewis. Unfortunately, I don't think were able to be here tonight.
Would you like me to mail this?
I can take it to him, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ward 9 is Mary Ann Manning.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you.
And for the Mayor's Choice Award, Tina Butler.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to tell everybody, the mayor told me about Miss Butler, and I went by her house, and he said, see what you think. And this lady was sitting in her lawn chair in her front yard doing her yard work, and if that's not determination and effort, I don't know what is. And you had a beautiful home, and I just want to thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
It impressed me very much. Mr. Mayor?
So that's exactly. So one of your neighbors contacted me, and they said, "You've got to go by this lady's house. She's always out there working hard on her yard and all these great things." So I certainly drove by, and sure enough, you were out there on your lawn chair and you were doing yard work.
I heard about
yes,
you.
absolutely.
In the lawn chair.
So that's, and that certainly, I want to thank all of our award winners. I mean, it's so important to keep our neighborhoods viable and keep up our properties, and you guys certainly have done that. And, you know, the way this program works is through our Citizens Participation Committee that actually judges them. It's actually your neighbors and members of that committee that actually go through the neighborhoods and look for those homes, and certainly the council does the same, and they submit. So you're submitted for the award by generally somebody that's pretty close to your neighbor or one of your council people. So thank you for keeping our city beautiful, and it means a lot to the city. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is hearing from citizens. This is a time to speak to the council on any issue that is not necessarily on the agenda for a period of 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. If you would like to speak to a council person or the mayor, I would ask you to please wait until the end of the meeting and contact us afterwards. If you're here to speak on a public hearing, I would ask that you refrain from doing so until that public hearing is announced. If you're interested in making a statement, please fill out a yellow card on the table next to the entrance to the chambers and hand to our city attorney, and he will pass it along to me. Annie Magny. Come on up, ma'am. If you would be so kind as to state your name, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, my name is Annie Magny. I have my husband, Will Magny, with me, and a neighbor, Kit Corbin. She's also filled out a card to speak because we're speaking on the same issue. We're here to talk about the Flower Valley Shopping Center and some of the things that have been going on in the center within this last year that has caused us to lose business and also just the whole demise of the shopping center as a whole. I'm sure you guys are probably aware of what's going on there. We had, about 3 weeks ago, we had some council members, I think it was, that came out. It was a group of people. They came out and tried to clean up the shopping center because it had so much trash and it was in such a demise state. We don't know what has happened with the owner. We've been there 5 years. We signed our lease in 2018, so we don't know what's happened with the owner. He was fantastic, and all of a sudden this year, it's just like he just disappeared. We've never had a problem there until this year. We have people standing outside our shop that sells drugs. We've called the police, and the police did come, and they had a long discussion with us, and they had a discussion with the person, and told him if he comes back, they're going to arrest him, whereas he's not back in front of our business, but he's still back at the mall with his backpack and standing out there still waving down customers. So he's still there, but he's not in front of our property any longer. It has gotten so bad that my customers ask to come to pick up their orders through the back and not the front, especially the ladies, because when they come to pick up orders and they see someone loitering around there, they're afraid. So I have to service them through the back now rather than the front. And I know Kit wants to speak as well because she's having a lot of those same issues with her business.
Actually, thank you, Mr. Larry, and I think Chief Fagan came to the shop over the weekend. But I was trying to figure out our AC issue. That's another thing. So I've been in contact with Mr. Siam as well, and I've been telling him what's going on. We've had it's gotten really bad that we've had somebody come in half naked and asking our guests for money, and when they move about, they touch their food, and it's really hard. The staff couldn't do anything. I would come out from the kitchen, but we also give them instructions not to engage because we don't know what their mental state is. We've had kids that hang out in front of the shop. We try to be friendly. One is because, of course, I don't know where they're coming from, so I'd give them food, but instead they say, "Is this all?" We've also had entrepreneurs hanging out in front of our shop on the days that we are on production. We're only open 3 days a week. So Monday, but there are people there the whole week doing production because we're now shipping nationwide. The macarons are crazy. When I came here, I told you I made $4,000 a year, and that's how much we do in a month now. So it's doing well, but the business has gone down in terms of retail. It seems like it doesn't make sense for me to have a storefront if I cannot have people going retail or even dining in. I've had customers come in and almost stepped on a diaper with poop, and we had to help her clean it out. The rubbish is uncontrollable. I think what we're trying to say is I know that the council and even the police officers are doing their best to have peace and order, but maybe enforcement, I don't know, maybe it's just me or where I come from. And I know it's a joke, but do you cane here? I don't know. Do you cane? Do you jail? It's just too lenient. I know the American standard is freedom for all, but maybe enforcement or, I don't know, stricter rules or penalties, because they just keep on coming back.
Yeah,
So
they keep
I don't know,
coming
you will go there every week, the mayor goes there, the chief of police will go there.
Ms. Corbin, between the two of you, you've each reached your 3 minutes, but I believe that the mayor would like to respond to that, please.
I'm sorry?
I just want
Okay.
to respond a little bit. So, yes, I'm very well aware of, especially the trash, a lot of the issues that are going on with the unresponsiveness of the shopping center owner. I've been trying to reach out to him, and he's not returning my calls either. The city has cleaned up the lot on several occasions, and we'll continue to do that until we get a response from him. This past week, I've cut off all permit issues. They're not going to get any more permits issued at the shopping center.
Oh, for our business?
Just because I don't think that I don't think he's doing the things necessary to run the shopping center properly.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just to try to get his attention that he needs to be more responsive, and he needs to take care of the issues on the parking lot. And I agree with you; it's extremely in horrible shape. I drive through there pretty much every day, and I promise you that we are going to make sure it gets cleaned up if he doesn't. As you know, the Kmart situation is a little bit different, and that's not Flower Valley. But the Kmart store eventually, I really do believe that by the first of the year that building will be taken down, as the council requested that they do that as they build the car wash until we can get some new retailers in there, and so that building is going to come down. But I totally understand, and the chief and I will be more than happy to come back and talk to you again about some of the characters that are hanging out there. That's why I purposely brought him to your shop the other day, and unfortunately we missed you. But I promise you that the chief and I are both under the understanding of what's going on there, and you're going to see some more. You're going to see much more enforcement there, as I've seen police officers out there today when I drove through there, enforcing some of the rules and regulations there. And so when I drove through, believe me, it's. I understand the problem, and I promise you we're going to be very responsive to the issues.
Okay.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Excuse me, we have a parking issue.
Absolutely.
And see, the police come over maybe for a couple hours. And
Sir, can you speak in the microphone, sir? We can't hear you.
They hold money.
You know, I'll tell you what. How about this?
Okay.
Why don't we do this?
The police will come sometime.
Why don't we do this? How about if you call my office tomorrow, and I'll
Okay.
pick a time to come and see you guys. Okay.
No problem.
Sometime this week, absolutely.
Okay, thank you, because we're next door to each other.
Okay. Yeah. Just give me a call and I'll stop by.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. And for the record, we gave both those ladies 3 minutes of their time, so everyone got their allotted amount. The next item on the agenda is communications, and there are none this week. Item number 6, public hearings. The next item on the agenda is public hearings. Public hearing number 2308015.
In accordance with Section 405.125 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri, in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, August 28, 2023, at 7 p.m. on the following proposition: to authorize a special use permit to allow for a sit-down carry-out restaurant located at 1290 North Highway 67 in an existing B3 Extensive Business District, Sugar Fire. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email kgoodwin@florissantmo.com.
Is the petitioner present, Mr. Kamerlin?
Mr. Downs and Ralph is with me here.
Step forward, gentlemen. If you'll state your names for the record, we would appreciate it.
Okay. My name's Charlie Downs. Hi.
Good evening. And you, sir?
Ralph, sir. Hi.
Tell us about your project.
Well, first of all, it started 2 years ago looking, And the good news is it's very hard to find places here, as you all know. Anyway, so we prevailed in locating a building, and we purchased it, and we hope to be in business as soon as possible, maybe by the end of the year, if that's possible. And I hope that our planning and our experience of doing a lot of restaurants over a lot of years will prevail and hope we're successful at it.
I know we have some questions from the council. Mr. O'Donnell, we'll start with you.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for your petition and your interest. And so, Charlie, are you the owner of the company, or?
I am.
Oh, and Ralph, you're an associate, or are you do develop?
Employer of Charlie's Sugar Farm.
Gotcha. Okay. So, in terms of the restaurant, well, how many days a week? And I know you've already submitted a lot of this kind of information, so this is kind of like maybe just to state this, so those that don't know. So, well, how long would the restaurant be open, and what days would they be open?
7 days a week, and from 11 a.m. until 8:30. Normally we'll sell out, so we would close early. We're not a late night spot at all.
Gotcha. And so it will be takeout as well as sit down?
Yes.
And is there, and I know you had some additional parking there, so there 20-something parking spots are available for dine-in. How many people could dine in at one time?
42.
Okay. And then Ralph, I think you and I talked about the design, some of the changes that you were going to do in the building. Do you know a timeline for once you would get everything that you need squared away?
Once we can get our demo permit, probably 3 months, if not sooner.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't think I have any other further questions, but
Can I address the parking issue
absolutely.
also one more time? Because that's a problem in every restaurant. So the lady who owns a property directly behind us is possibly interested in letting us rent spaces back there. And as I think we understand, we would have to have a lease, and it would be a real deal, not some made-up number of spaces. So, and she's already cleared part of the lot out, so we're encouraged that we can make that happen. And that might add maybe at least 10 spots more, maybe more. And we would resurface that lot and continue it on all the way back to the back of her property as well.
Gotcha.
Drainage needs to be improved. It's not going the right way right now.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Parson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi.
First of all, thank you for your interest in coming to Florissant. Of course, I know you guys have probably noticed there's been some buzz in regards to your restaurant being here, which I know a lot of people, they're even in the back. A lot of people are interested in you guys coming here, so I definitely appreciate your interest. And,
we can also pop up anytime.
Then also, additionally, I read, is it your daughter and a lot of your the people that work for your business that are all ladies that are taking an active role in this restaurant that's going to be here? Is that correct?
That is, yeah. It's kind of been my, I don't know. I've thought about it for a lot of years, and my wife is very involved. She's the pastry chef, and so she, along with 5 associates who've worked for us for years, they deserve to own part of this restaurant. I want them to own all of it, by the way. Within a few years, that's my goal, and I'm sure that we can achieve that. They all are very experienced and really nice people. So
That's
it's
amazing.
exciting.
That's amazing. Women can be grill masters too, right? Definitely.
Thanks.
My one concern, though,
Okay.
Lindbergh, of course, has a lot of traffic. So I know when you guys get there, it's going to add to a lot because people are going to want to patronize your restaurant. Has there been any type of traffic study or anything done to try to combat that potential problem? Have you guys discussed that at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you go on certain times of the day, it's backed up past our address.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a similar problem in Olivet, where we own a restaurant. That was our first sugar fire. And over a period of time, it'll be real busy when we open, and we think that will be problematic. But I think that it will settle down, and I think it'll be pretty normal. I don't know. I think that there are enough streets and ways to exit that property that don't make it's not just one entrance, and that would be a major problem, as I see it. So
Okay.
if I can compare it to Olivet, again, that's still our busiest restaurant. I don't see this restaurant being anywhere near that busy. So I think it'll be fine, and we'll certainly work with the police department or anyone else who needs to have our engagement.
Okay.
It's a good question, though.
Well, thank you for answering my questions. That's all that I have, Mr. President.
Okay.
Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, all of my questions have been answered, or asked and answered, but I do want to, Mr. Cameron, I do want to welcome you to Florissant as well.
Thanks.
I think it's great to see a old gas station repurposed as a barbecue place. Next is for a taco place to find a gas station to convert. That would be great. But one question, will there be pie?
I'm sorry?
Will there be pie at the restaurant?
Pie?
Yeah.
Absolutely. My wife would kill me. and anyway,
What's your favorite
I should have gotten my wife to come along because she's the reason we're here, right? I mean, she really is the respected person of everyone that works with us, and I can't tell you what she contributes. So there'll be pie, and it'll be fresh every day.
There you go. Thank you again.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
And cookies.
And cookies. Yeah.
Mr. Shildroff.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Camerlin, I want to thank you for choosing Florissant. It's a real feather in our cap that you're coming here, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you going to come back to us later and ask for a beer and wine license down the road?
You know, we've talked about it. 1% of our sales are beer and wine, and I think that it would probably be a good addition, but I would let you all tell me if you think. It's not a problem in any of our restaurants anywhere. It's strictly an accommodation for somebody who'd like a glass of beer or a glass of wine.
Sure.
So I would answer yes. I'd probably like to do that,
Down the road?
but that's
Okay.
not foremost on our list.
All right. Thank you, sir, for your honesty. I appreciate it.
Well, you bet.
Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Shildroff. My only question, most might have been answered. Any plans for a drive-through at all?
No.
Perfect.
We do not want that.
I think that would be a mess.
It would be a terrible
We'll
mess.
go back to Mr. Parsons.
We know curbside very well, I promise.
Mr. Parsons' comment on here. Seeing no further comments on the council, before we close this public hearing, is there anyone in the audience that would like to make comment?
Thank you.
Other than that, seeing none, Mr. O'Donnell makes a motion to close the public hearing. It is
Could I
seconded by
make one
Mr.
other comment before
Yes,
we close?
absolutely.
So I've done a lot of restaurants in my career, a lot of restaurants. I'm really old. So I'm telling you all, I've been to meetings like this the better part of my life. This is the friendliest, nicest community I've ever come to, by far. So thank you for being so lovely to me, and Ralph and all of us. That's why I did it today. No, it does sound kind of cornball, but I'm telling you all, it's really true.
You know,
every
for
person.
For
and
vote
people
day,
people that I don't even know come up and say, "Oh, I grew up there, and it's so great that you're going there." And I don't know, it's just really, it's a great feeling. So thank you all.
For vote day, a suitcase of brisket's always a good idea. Let's move on. As I was saying,
Next
Mr.
meeting we'll have barbecue for us. No, I'm kidding.
Pie. And he wants pie.
Mr. O'Donnell has made a motion to close this public hearing. That is seconded by Mr. Caputo, I believe. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you again.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Old business. Next item on the agenda is old business. Bills for second reading. Bill number 9897. I will make a motion for a second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Manganelli. Discussion. So, I want to start the discussion on this. This is my ward, and I spoke out against this last week. This last week, I have monitored that property literally every day. I had a conversation with the mayor on Friday about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I asked the mayor if he had heard from the property owners yet. I had spoke to the prospective tenants up there the day after the last council meeting. But the mayor asked me if I talked to the property owner, and the answer was no, and I asked him if he had talked to the property owner, and he had said no as well. And then Friday around 4:30, I received a letter, as everyone on this council did, and I will make sure we enter a copy of this letter from a legacy who owns the property, addressing some of the concerns. And I want to point out a couple things that were said in this letter. The first paragraph in this letter, they talk about the relationship that the city of Florissant and myself have had with this business up there over the years, and how we were very supportive of the ice machine that's there. During the conversations regarding the ice machine, I was promised that the ice machine would never be a trash problem. For the most part, it has not. Until they vacated and have decided to be landlords, it has become a trash problem. As you'll see in just a few minutes, I'm going to ask our city clerk to begin pulling some pictures up. These aren't the pictures you saw last week, by the way, folks. These are brand new ones since then. When they did put the ice machine in, and I hope they're live streaming right now, we were assured that trash would not be a problem. Look, the vermin cannot even get in the vermin traps. We were assured that none would be a problem. We had asked them to move the ice machine approximately 20 feet or 20 yards to the west, which they did. They agreed to, and they did not. And when I got back from vacation years ago, it was where it is now. One of the paragraphs in this letter says, Mr. Egan's comments were a surprise to us, as our last found communication with him was dated April 2022, nearly a year and a half ago. And they are right. The last time I sent them an email with a whole bunch of pictures like we're going through right now was in April 2022. The last communication I've had with them was much recent. Apparently, they do not keep a phone log. And I want to talk about that conversation because I left, frustrated, left my phone number on their recording, and I know it was a Friday when they called me back. I know it was this late spring because I had changed my exercise routine from running to walking. And I was walking, and the phone rang, and it was family video. And the gentleman online, I explained I was a councilman from Ward 3, and I was thanking him for calling me back. And I wanted to talk about the trash up there, and he stopped me and said, thank you, Mr. Egan. I do not manage that property, but I'm going to have the person that is in charge of that property call you back. So very good. I appreciate that. And I believe that was in late spring. And so when the person called me back that manages a property, oh, no, that never happened. That's been 3 months. That's why I've stopped communicating with these folks. They've never returned my call. If you'll continue to scroll through these, there's a couple I want to point out specifically. There's the fence line. That bag there has been there and is still there right as I speak right now. It's there. I want to get in the car and go up there afterwards, drive by, it's there. It's been there since Tuesday morning. Please continue, ma'am. This is Saturday. This stuff I started documenting over the week, and I thought, well, certainly, there's my bag again. Certainly, by the time we get through the weekend, instead of writing me oh, that's been there all week, I think that's a weave, I'm not sure. A weave. If any of you have been through Flow Valley sociology class, man, I was smart enough to get into Flow Valley. And the first thing they told us in sociology class was broken windows. And it is a concept that if you drive through an area and you see broken windows and trash thrown about, you're going to keep driving because you're not going to want to live there or open your business there. Please continue, ma'am. So this has been going on all week. This is the trash can they have bungeed up. Today, when Fred, our health department guy, went by there, they finally emptied that today because Fred walked in and said, hey, the councilman out there and he's blowing a gasket. You might want to empty that trash can. Please continue. There's another good. There's my favorite bag in the background. There's more trash. This is my favorite. This is one of their plastic bags. So when they said that the ice machine wasn't going to be a problem, this is not on their property. Matter of fact, this is one door down from their property in the neighborhood. As I explained last time, I had a resident on Elizabeth Court leave because of this property. This bag, as we speak right now, is at 1945, which is 4 more doors down, because it just keeps flowing through the neighborhood. I was going to pick it up today, but I just thought I'd wait till maybe Friday this week when it gets down to my house, and I'll pick it up. Please continue. liquor bottles. These are the bane of the city of Florissant are these liquor bottles that people grab and throw out. Keep going, please. I think that's probably about it.
Yeah.
So, in good conscience, these people, instead of writing letters, should have been cleaning their property up. Instead of doing a lot of things, they're not cleaning their property up. My opinion has not changed. I think you guys are wonderful people. I know nothing bad about you. I've told you I would support liquor stores. I'm just not going to support a liquor store or any business in this complex that's only going to add to the bane of the neighborhood. That's my opinion. I'll see if anyone else on the council has any other discussion. Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. I, too, on Sunday or yesterday, after getting the email from the landlord that they sent to everybody, I was out on the golf cart. I decided to drive by. And there's trash that you're not even showing here. And it really surprised me that when they promised us that they would do better, that, I mean, with what you're showing, this actually makes the property look good. There's a lot of things that you probably, I think you included in the last meeting. So I really kind of, it's not my ward, but I kind of share your same feelings as to how bad the property has gotten. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Thank you. I would only add that I did, in fact, go to the properties around that area this week and Saturday and Sunday. Villa Cresta, which is something different now, but it's policed. There's a person who owns it, and he lives in St. Louis, and he's on his property every day. If you go through the plazas near there, they're all policed. They're all well taken care of. This is just abandoned in the neighborhood. Seeing no further discussion, there is a motion on the floor for second reading by me, a second by Mr. Manganelli. We've had discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to B5 ordinance number 6792 to allow for the operation of a liquor store for the property located at 350 Howdershell, Bars, Liquor, and More.
I will move for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Manganelli. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to B5 ordinance number 6792 to allow for the operation of a liquor store for the property located at 350 Howdershell, Bars, Liquor, and More.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to this bill? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa?
No.
Shildroth?
No.
O'Donnell? No. Pagano? Parson? No. Siam? No. Harris? No. Manganelli?
No.
Egan?
No. The bill fails. Next item on the agenda, substitute bill number 9898. Councilman Siam moves to accept the substitute bill. That is seconded by Mr. Parson. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the substitute bill? I apologize. Mr. Harris?
All right. I wanted to ask a quick question about this because I saw in the staff report. Let me get to this real quick. In the staff report, I read through it one more time, and I did see under staff recommendation, it says staff requests a site plan and trash enclosure design be submitted in accordance with the ordinance and can be recommended to be a required stipulation. And I just wanted to, I couldn't tell from this whether that was something that we were requiring as a stipulation. Does anyone know? It's at page 54 on the agenda.
Mr. Hessel, can you address the items we had added to the substitute bill, sir?
We certainly can. All you'd have to do is make a motion to add a condition, have that motion seconded, and then vote on it.
Okay.
Discuss it and vote on it.
Sure. I'll see if there's any more discussion before I make a motion.
I'm seeing no further discussion.
Okay. I'd like to move to add a condition that that a trash enclosure design be included in as a required stipulation.
So
More
we're going to vote on
technically-
this before we vote on the motion to accept the substitute bill, correct?
You should accept the substitute bill first.
Okay.
Okay.
So there should be a motion to accept the substitute bill, have that seconded, and then accept the substitute bill. And then we'll address...
Mr. Siam, as I said, made a motion to accept the substitute, and that was seconded by Mr. Parson, if I'm correct.
Right.
We had discussion. All in favor of accepting the substitute bill?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Harris, you have an amendment?
Yes, so I move to add a condition to the bill that a required stipulation be that a site plan and trash enclosure design be submitted in accordance with the ordinance.
And that was
So that's an
that was seconded by Mr. Siam.
So
Is
that's
there any
amendment
discussion?
to Section 1 by adding a new condition C, 1C.
Is there any discussion on Mr. Harris's amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And it shall be accepted. Now we go with
Okay, now
Councilman Siam moves for a second reading.
Yes.
That is seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Did I go out of term? I was okay on that. Okay.
Okay, that's my question. I did have a couple. I'd like to.
We have a motion on the floor for second reading, so Council President, we then call for a discussion
Right.
prior to the vote.
Okay.
So Mr. Siam made the motion for second reading, and seconded again by Mr. O'Donnell. Discussion.
There you go.
Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. I forget, is Mr. Franklin here? Yes. I'd like to suspend the rules and...
Mr. Manganelli has made a motion to suspend the rules and invite the petitioner to make comment and answer questions. That is seconded by Mr. Shildroth. Is there any discussion over the amendment to suspend the rules? And not seeing none, all in favor of rule suspension? Aye. Opposed? Sir, if you want to come forward, please. And Mr. Manganelli, you have the floor still.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Welcome, Mr. Franklin. We had spoken the other day, and I was concerned with stipulations as far as who, age of who he's running cars to, all that kind of good stuff. And in speaking with Mr. Franklin, I don't know what the best way to put this, how you're going to operate exceeds what I was in favor of, putting a stipulation for 25 years old minimum, and which he will already have. And also he is going to be running a Corvette, where he said that that was a 35.
Correct.
Correct. So in that time, though, you're going to have several slingshots that you'll be renting?
Yeah, I currently have 4.
4, okay. I should know more about these because I do insure them. I only have a couple. I don't know how I approach a customer and ask them how fast they drive them. So I did find a disinterested party and asked him about the vehicle. Found out that, twice he's done 160 miles an hour in his slingshot. So really with my question here is liability limits on your behalf if somebody were to rent one of these, drive them at a high rate of speed and have an accident. What limits do you carry? Is that an appropriate question, Mr. Russell? Yeah, what are your what would your liability limits be for that situation?
I actually will have to look into my insurance, but I have double insurance for the slingshots. Once I was telling you that I have a regular policy as the owner, and on the app Turo, they also I also pay them for their insurance policy. The exact amount I'm not aware of at this very moment. I might can look at my other phone, but I have it in the car with my Geico insurance policy.
Okay. And do you ask for writing experience of the individuals that rent those, or will you be?
Are you referring to the slingshots?
Yeah.
I always ask, have they ever had experience with them? They used to rent these exact same slingshots in St. Charles, so a lot of people that do have experience have rented from the St. Charles location.
Okay. All right. Well, that is all my questions. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Seeing no further questions for the council, we have a motion on the floor that has been seconded for a second reading. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit to allow for vehicle rental and custom vinyl graphics establishment for the property located at 14090 New Halls Ferry in B3 Extensive Business District. Rentals and Wraps, LLC.
Councilman Cyan moves for third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Shildroth. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit to allow for a vehicle rental and custom vinyl graphics establishment for the property located at 14090 New Halls Ferry in a B3 Extensive Business District. Rentals, Wraps, and LLC.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Parson? Yes. Cyan? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes. Bill number 9898, substitute Bill 9898 passes and becomes ordinance number 8903. 8903. Item number 8, new business. Board appointments. I see no board appointments, Your Honor. No board appointments. Bills for first reading. Bill number 9899.
Ordinance authorizing various transfers between park improvement accounts to assist with the renovations taking place at James J. Egan and John F. Kennedy Centers.
Mr. Shildroth moves for second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing various transfers between park improvement accounts to assist with the renovations taking place at James J. Egan and John F. Kennedy Centers.
Mr. Parson moves for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. May I please have a roll call vote?
Yes, sir. Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Parson? Yes. Cyan? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Ordinance authorizing various transfers between park improvement accounts to assist with the renovations taking place at James J. Egan and John F. Kennedy Centers.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, council, please, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Parson? Yes. Cyan? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes. Bill number 9899 passes and becomes ordinance number 8904. 8904. Bill number 9900.
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit for the operation of sit-down carry-out restaurant at 1290 North Highway 67, Sugar Fire in a B3 zoning district.
Bill number 9901.
Ordinance authorizing an amendment to Title III Traffic Code Schedule 3 Stop Intersections Table 3A one-way stops by adding a stop sign at Surrey at Tremont.
Bill number 9902.
Ordinance authorizing a transfer in the General Revenue Fund of $18,000 from account number 10150002405, part-time seasonal, $10,000 to account 10152801405, merchandising concessions, and $8,000 to account number 10152800405, merchandise pro shop for additional concessions and merchandise for golf tournaments.
Mr. Manganelli moves for a second.
Can you read that 3 times?
And that was second, I believe, by Mr. Caputa. I believe Mr. Caputa seconded that.
Sorry.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing transfer of in the general revenue fund of $18,000 from account number 10150002405 part-time seasonals, $10,000 to account number 10152801405 merchandise concessions, and $8,000 to account number 10152800405 merchandise pro shop for additional concessions and merchandise golf tournaments.
Mr. Manganelli moves for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Harris. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Caputa. Yes. Childreth.
Yes.
O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Yes. Siam. Harris. Yes. Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes.
Ordinance authorizing a transfer in the general revenue fund of $18,000 from account number 10150002405 part-time seasonal, $10,000 to account number 10152801405 merchandise concessions, and $8,000 to account number 10152800405 merchandise pro shop for additional concessions and merchandise for the golf tournaments.
Prior to the final vote being taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa. Yes. Childreth.
Yes.
O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris. Yes. Manganelli.
Yes.
Egan.
Yes. Bill number 9902 passes and becomes ordinance number 9805. 9805.
8905.
8905, correct. Well, I'm having a rough night all of a sudden. It's all these numbers.
Yeah, actually, I'm way off with all those numbers.
Trash. Okay. Bill number 9903, please.
Okay. It's kind of cut off over here. Ordinance authorizing a transfer in the Park Improvement Fund of $20,000 from account number 20955026400 professional services, grass cutting and common ground, to account number 20953011400 equipment repair and maintenance parks for the additional equipment repair for parks.
Mr. Shildroth makes a motion for a second reading. That is seconded by myself. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing transfer in the Park Improvement Fund of $20,000 from account number 20955026400 professional services, grass cutting and common ground, to account number 20953011400 equipment repair and maintenance parks for additional equipment repair for the parks.
Mr. Shildroth moves for a third reading as seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sir. Caputa. Yes. Childreth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris. Yes. Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes.
Second. Ordinance authorizing a transfer in the Park Improvement Fund of $20,000 from account number 20955026400 professional services, grass cutting and common ground, to account number 20953011400 equipment repair parks and maintenance parks for additional equipment repair for the parks.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa. Yes. Childreth.
Yes.
O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris. Yes. Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Bill number 9903 passes and becomes ordinance number 8906. 8906. Bill number 9904.
Yep. That's my spot. Back here. Sorry. Okay. Ordinance authorizing various transfers within the American Recovery Plan Act, ARPA, funds for the sidewalk repair for the Parks Department.
Mr. Caputa makes a motion for a second reading. That is seconded by Ms. Pagano. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing various transfers within the American Recovery Plan Act, ARPA funds for the sidewalk repair and for the Parks Department.
Mr. Caputa makes a motion for third reading that is seconded by Mr. Siam. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Harris. Yes. Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes.
Ordinance authorizing various transfers within the American Recovery Plan Act, ARPA funds for the sidewalk repair for the Parks Department.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Parson. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris. Yes. Manganelli. Yes. Egan.
Yes. Bill number 9904 passes and becomes ordinance number 8907. 8907. Bill number 9905.
Ordinance authorizing a transfer of $1,600 from account number 101-55201-402 Valley of Flowers to account number 101-5240450-402 software purchase and maintenance to cover the software costs due to increased ticket sales.
Mr. Shildroth moves for a second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Parson. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance authorizing transfer of $1,600 from account number 101-55201-402 Valley of Flowers to account number 101-52450-402 software purchase and maintenance to cover the software costs due to increased ticket sales.
Mr. Shildroth moves for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sir. Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroth?
Yes.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Parson? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Ordinance authorizing a transfer of $1,600 from account number 101-55201-402 Valley of Flowers to account number 101-52450-402 software purchase and maintenance to cover the software cost due to increased ticket sales.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards this bill? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth?
Yes.
O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Parson? Yes. Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes. Bill number 9905 passes and becomes ordinance number 8908. 8908. Councilman Egan moves to move the September 11th meeting to Thursday, September 14th, due to scheduling conflicts, as seconded by Mr. Shildroth. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the meeting shall be rescheduled to September 14th, 2023. Next item on the agenda is council announcements. Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our last Florissant Food Truck Night event for the Knights of Columbus is going to be Friday, September 15th. Encourage everybody to come up, get something good to eat, and then after that they can go visit the Irish down the street. And then speaking of festivals, we are 1 month away from the first annual Knights 2951 Florissant Italian Festival. Planning is going very strong, and we will have a great day that day. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Been getting a lot of calls for cars parked on front lawns, blocking sidewalks. The other day I seen one. Guy was in a wheelchair. He had to go around inside the streets to get around the car that was parked on a sidewalk. So if you see somebody doing that, let me know, and we will get a hold of the police to get them, because it is starting to get out of hand. So pass it along to your neighbors. If you know somebody doing it, if they see you, and if we get a call, the police will be dispatched and you will be ticketed. So please pass that along. And if you own a firearm, make sure you keep that firearm secured. Do not leave that firearm in your vehicle unsecured. Be a responsible firearm owner. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Caputa. As Mr. Manganelli alluded to, the Irish are going to have our halfway to St. Patrick's Day parade on parade meeting party on September 15th. We'll be at the Valley Flower, or the VFW Hall down on St. Francis Street, beginning 8 o'clock. I suggest you do go to the food trucks and load up on food, then walk up the street and listen to some free music with us. Your Honor?
Thank you. Earlier today, I had the pleasure of meeting with 8 students from UMSL. They're here with the UMSL Choral Fellows program to study the city of Florissant on social and economic issues. And 3 of them are here tonight. If you guys want to stand up, and really appreciate you guys taking time in the city of Florissant. Thank you. Thank you. I certainly want to encourage any council members to please stop by and say hi to them before they leave. Thanks. Thank you. This Wednesday, as everybody knows, we canceled the City Hall Cinema for last Wednesday night due to the heat, so it'll be this Wednesday, August 30th from 6 to 9 right here at City Hall. Don't miss the Stop and Shop Vendor Fair hosted by the Parks and Rec Department on September 8th, October 6th, and November the 3rd at the JFK Center parking lot. It's free to attend, and vendors are $25. So Saturday, September 16th, the Parks Department will be doing the Glow Run. That'll be at St. Ferdinand Park. 5 p.m. There'll be food vendors, games, raffles, and 7:15 the Glow Run will begin. Registration is $25 through August 29th and $30 after that. They're also going to have some other events with the Suicide Prevention Organization. There will be a home run derby on September the 8th at St. Ferdinand Park, softball tournament on September the 9th at St. Ferdinand Park, and then there will also be a pickleball glow tournament on September the 30th at the James J. Egan Center. On September the 14th, Thursday, September the 14th, I'll be hosting the Mayor's Senior Town Hall meeting, which will be attended by the majority of the council. That'll start at 9 o'clock and go until approximately 11. That's Thursday, September the 11th at the James J. Egan Center. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The next meeting of Florissant City Council will be September 14th, Thursday, September 14th at 7 p.m. Mr. Harris makes a motion to adjourn this meeting. That is seconded by Mr. Parson. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the council shall stand adjourned. Thank you and good night.